Welcome, guys, to the Gentlemen's Club Fantasy Football Week 7 recap. This is your commish, Mikey D, here coming live. It's Tuesday night. It's getting ready to wrap up the week, getting ready to start Week 8. And we're at the halfway mark for the fantasy football season, guys. Can't believe it. Half the season's already gone by. Lots of fun and excitement so far. So we'll dig right in and we'll jump into some matchups. We'll start with field nail biters that finished on Monday Night Football. First one is a matchup against Hoff and Wyckoff/Cage. 124-1 to 126-9. Wyckoff comes away with the slightest of slight wins. If it weren't for Cage having the world's softest heart, Wyckoff would have lost. His last minute learned that Fournette was out, allowed him to change up his lineup, and he edged out Hoff. Hoff was hoping for some Chris Thompson action that evening on Monday Night Football, but Fat Rob ended up running the rock in the fourth quarter. So Wyckoff ended up winning by, the smallest of margins. Was able to reach out to Wyckoff and get a quote, and this is what he had after post-game. As a former DS winner, I'm glad to show off my skills and show this league I'm in it for real. Special shout out to Cage. Thanks for the assist. Lunch is on me this week. Man, sounds a lot like collusion, but we don't want to use that word just yet. I don't have a lot of evidence, so we'll see. But great win, Wyckoff. Puts you into second place, so good job. Millardo versus Reggie is the next Monday Night Football nail biter that we had. Millardo was up by 40 points going into Monday Night Football. Reggie was running Nelson Aguilar and Jordan Reed. They combined for 40.9 to edge out Millardo for the win. Man, heartbreak hotel, Jim Millardo. If you started either Marlon Mack or Bilal Powell, you could have won, but that's a tough call. One of those situations. Tough loss for Jim. Hate to point it out, Jim, but you're on a 3-game losing streak, my friend. 3 games. Reached out to Reggie, got a little quote. He actually said he has no words since he thought he was going to lose. Have faith, my brother. You can always win. Chris Tucker, you can always win. Moving on to the next matchup, Mikey T versus Costas, 138 to 110-6. Costas was showing some powerhouse games, posting in Week 4, 120, Week 5, 133, Week 6, 162, and Mikey T snaps his 3-game win streak with a 138 posting versus his 110-6. Crazy game for both these guys. Mikey T had some consistent performers. Brady again, some really great games from Zeke and Dez against the Niners. Just too much firepower for Costas to handle. Reached out to Mikey T and asked him for a post-game quote. He asks the question, how about those Cowboys? Yeah, without those Cowboys, you definitely would have lost against Costas, man. Good win, Mikey T. We'll see what you string up next week. Moving on to the next matchup, it was the battle of the Sanchez, Mr. Jason Lumen coming in from a fresh win last week against Cage, playing Omar this week. Lumen comes up on top at 125-7 to Omar's 103-4. That's a 2-game winning streak for Jason Lumen. Dare I say, 2-game winning streak for Jason Lumen. And a 2-game losing streak for Omar. Lumen also had a little Monday Night Football action with Kirk Cousins posting over 26 points. Omar did leave Aaron Jones on the bench with 23.8 points. He would have won with him in, and we saw that in the text message string. Maybe Omar can bounce back with some more trades this week. We'll see who he suckers into another trade. As much as I made fun of Lumen, hats off to you, man. It's great to see you bring some life back to your team. Remember, it's a 6-team playoff. You have a chance, man. You have a chance. Reached out to Lumen for some post-game interviewing. This is what he shared. Climbing, and more climbing out of the Sanchez race week by week. Good job, Lumen. Keep it going, man. Love to see what you're able to do next week. We're going to move into the last 2 matchups, which showcase 2 under 100 club teams. The first game that I wanted to highlight was me versus Mr. Pop Secret, Mr. Kevin Moore himself, is able to edge him out. Not edge him out, I blew him out of the water. 139 to 87.5. You are this week's first member of the Under 100 Club, Mr. Kevin Moore. The good news is you're not just a member. You're not the president. You're just a member, is what I should say. I gotta say, Kevin, you left a big chunk of points on your bench, and if it's any consolation, you won this week's bonus with 71.6 points on your bench. Your bench almost scored as much as your team. You won 2 bonuses in the week, so you got a 40 spot coming your way here shortly. Moving on to the last matchup of the week, Cage versus Gun. Cage comes out at 140.1 to Gun's 80.2, the lowest of the season by Gun. Cage with the win. Can he string together another win next week? Maybe you can collude with Wyckoff and figure that out together. Who knows? We'll see. He is the self-proclaimed Oracle, starting Amari Cooper against KC. Amari Cooper hasn't seen double-digit points this entire season since week 1. Cage must have had some insider talks with Coach Jack Del Rio. That was ballsy, that was gutsy, it paid off for you. But hey, when you're tied for last, what do you have to lose? Great gamble, great win, great job. Gun, your first game under 100, nearly 20 points under 100. You are the president this week. Until someone dethrones you, you will be the president forevermore. If it didn't help that your trusty QB went out. It's tough to see a Cardinals player go out like that. Hometown team, Carson Palmer's out. We'll see what you do on the waiver wire. Reached out to Mr. Cage himself and asked for a post-game interview, and he is able to share. He owed it all to Amari Cooper. Not only did he torch the Chiefs on Thursday Night Football, but torched Gun and his losing streak. So congrats, Cage. Job well done. So those were the matchups for the week. Right now, the playoff picture, if it were to started today, we got myself and can't believe I'm saying this, Michael Wyckoff with bye weeks. And then bracket 1 would be Hofstadter versus Gun. And the other bracket would be Mikey T versus Costas, our rookie in the league. So that will be interesting. But that's, again, if the playoffs started today. We have another half of the season to go. Anything can happen with a 16 playoff format. Next week's bonus, total TDs for starters. We'll see who wins that one. Probably, if you win that bonus, you'll probably win against your opponents. So we'll see. But other than that, this is your commish. I hope the Broncos come back, bounce back. Coach Vance needs to make some major changes. I don't know if I can trust Trevor Siemian. That's just a shameless plug for the Broncos. Anyways, moving on. So we'll see you guys next week. Gun should have the recap for next week. So enjoy. Good luck next week, guys. Peace out.